I think we absolutely would like to play first for round 1. This is probably fine. It's interesting anyway. Like I say, as far as I can tell, like, this format is exceptionally slow. I've never seen a fast deck work in this format. Now this is, honestly, I haven't played this version of the Legendary Cube yet. It's been updated with some of the new commander cards, etc. Linvala's in there, but as far as I can tell, it's still glacial, just very, very, very slow. I'll be surprised if he hits. Time stop. Okay, that's good to know about. I don't like this card in Limited. I find you never really have enough to make it worth it, you know? I'm going to throw down the Burrows chart here. I have to remember about the time stop, but it is a 6 mana, essentially a 6 mana counterspell. That's what the card does. It can be a 6 mana time walk. If you cast it on the upkeep, for example. Staff's very good. Staff's an excellent card. I should be afraid of that. Untap Staff. Gain 2. Yeah. So it's best when you have, like, obviously the Metalworker combos, etc. But it still does a good job of just being very scary. Here, what I'm going to do is what am I going to do here? I think I'm just going to play a swamp and pass. I could attack. The attack doesn't do anything, which makes me better on blocks. What does this do again? Gives Legends Hinton Walk or something? First strike. Outpost Siege, cool. So he's got his card advantage engine online, and I haven't quite got mine there yet. So what we're going to do is just ramp. This is the plan. We're not actually going to ramp this turn, I don't think. Are we? Might just use the Sphere. That will leave me with 5 mana next turn. Actually, I'm going to Burnish Heart here. It puts me up to 6 mana straight away, which lets me start doing, like, if I want to, I could Dregs this. I'm not going to, but I could. I'm going to end step this Burnish turn. We're going to get one of our forests. Now, as far as I can remember, I don't think we'll ever need more than 1 forest, but I don't think we'll ever need more than 4 swamps either, so I'm going to put 2 forests into play. Oh, the timing. That's frustrating. Actually, it's not that bad, because I can Sudden Reclamation that back to my hand, and then play it. And then, like, next turn, it would take 9 mana. Can I do that? So this turn will be on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, I can't do both in the same turn. Play it and activate it, but I don't hate just slamming down Micaeus now, but he's not going to get any value. He's probably just going to die straight away. Let's go for a Sudden Reclamation here. I'm just going to main phase it. I don't have a mouse at the moment, which is making my movements very awkward. And I'm already slow playing on Magic Online, so time could be a concern here, so I might just have to be a little quicker. I'm going to grab Marin. I think that's not close. We'll take the Marin. We didn't get a land, which is slightly unfortunate. But now, with this swamp, right, I have 5 cards in my graveyard. Armory Sphere, bring it to 6. So I can kill an X6 with Ghastly Demise and Instant Speed, which is pretty good. He's going to start generating a lot of card advantage, but hopefully so. However, if he taps out for some large creature, I'm probably just going to dregs it next turn. Just dregs his 2 creatures. Depends. It does not have... That will detain my Armory Sphere if it enters the battlefield. Okay, so let's use the Armory Sphere now. Do a response. So the question is, what's my next turn? Let's just get 2 swamps. Yeah, get a couple swamps. The question is, what's my next turn, right? Because I could Ghastly Demise that now if I want it like off the board. So there's a few questions I have to ask myself. One is, do I care about that at all? There's a decent chance the answer to that question is no, because like Mikaeus just shuts it down in multiple ways. It's a human, so if it hits me, it'll just die, and Mikaeus also just blocks it and can't be blocked by it. The other thing is I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mana available. I have 8 mana available next turn. I could dregs for 2, but then I'm not doing anything else. I'm going to leave it in play for now. Actually, no, I'm going to Ghastly Demise it because I want to play Marin. I may as well just get it off the board. So I want to play Marin this turn. I think I want to play Marin and like pick up Miri or Burnished Heart or something like that. Possibly Burnished Heart's just a bit excessive, I think, actually. So I'm going to... I've got 7 mana in play. I can't obviously do both of these. I'm going to cycle the Thicket first. See if we hit something we can do at the same time. Sidisi's interesting. Sidisi's very interesting. Sidisi actually makes me want to Mikaeus here instead of Marin. I have to bear in mind he could time stop this turn. Sidisi now can obviously come down, exploit herself, and Undying back and exploit again, possibly herself, or maybe I just leave a 5/7 in play, or maybe I exploit the Mikaeus, but that seems quite bad. I could play Marin first, exploit the Marin. Marin won't actually come back because she's a human, as we mentioned earlier. There's a few lines here, and it's draw dependent. Depends what I'm looking for. I'm not 100% sure what I am looking for, to be entirely honest. But getting a value train going seems pretty okay. What I kind of want to do is go Marin, Sidisi. Now, unfortunately, a double exploit still won't get me to the point where I'm reanimating a creature, because I don't have a 2-drop in the bin. But so what's exiled? Hellish Phantom. So there's definitely a few options here. Now, if he just leaves up mana for time stop, I'm obviously going to have to rethink the turn. It might just be a case of attacking with Mikaeus. And if he wants to use time stop as 6 mana gain 5 life, that's totally fine. Although at that point he can just draw with Staff. So he is playing something, which is good. Good news for me. Ugin's Insight. So scry 4, draw 3. Seems like an awkward time to play that card. As far as I've seen, by the way, his deck draws a ton of cards and then does absolutely nothing with them. Now, you could say something very similar about my deck at the moment. We haven't done anything. And this is what I'm saying about the Legendary Cube. It's so dirtily. Like, you can get away with playing these, like, weird, just value cards that don't do much on their own because of how just slow the format is. So, let's see what we draw. We drew the Satchel. Satchel's not ideal. I have 9 mana available to me, so I can play Merrin and Sidisi in the same turn. The question is, what do I do with that? I think I'm going to start with the idea of just kind of going Merrin, Sidisi. I'm going to exploit Sidisi at least once. Now, to be honest with you, I don't really know what I'm looking for, but I like the idea of getting an experience counter, getting value off my Sidisi, getting a 5/7 into play. And then what I can do is have a look, see if there's, a 2-card combo that might be exceptionally useful. If there is, I can sack maybe Sidisi to itself, maybe Merrin. Stack our abilities. Now, I have to remember which one of these I want. I have to do this properly because I want to search before Sidisi comes back. Because I want to search before I have to decide whether I want to trigger her again. Because I want to look at my library. So we will search our library. So, things we could do. We have... It's not actually much left I want to get. I think what I'm actually going to do here is grab Night Howler and just load that onto... the plan is going to be to load that onto Mikaeus and just kind of kill. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 versus 1, 2. So it's a +6/+6 effect at the moment, which may get bigger. And it's going to keep being recurred with Merrin, maybe. If it falls off, it'll become eligible to get Undying from Mikaeus. And we will let the Undying trigger resolve. Exploit will go in the stack. We won't exploit. Because I'd rather just have a 6/8. I'd rather just have a 6/8 in play than another card to my hand. And I think I'd rather have Merrin in play than another card to my hand. And then we are going to attack with Mikaeus and do that for a little bit. Let's put that on the stack, targeting Xiaodun. Scary, I can Xiaodun Ghastly Demise back. And just probably kill it. So he's leaving up that time stop. I'm going to play a land, which he can't obviously respond to. I'm going to not play any spells because time stop would exile them. I'm actually just going to attack with all of my creatures. Like, woohoo, time stop. uncounterable counterspell, but here it just doesn't do a ton. Yeah, so that was a 6-mana fog. I mentioned this when I passed it, that it just is a little too clunky for limited. I think, incidentally, what just happened there? Oh, Time Stop exiles itself, of course it does. Threshold, 6 damage and the damage can't be prevented. Okay, Marin's dying. I think that's fine. Can Staff tap my creatures? Can, but for 4 mana, so he doesn't have that. Cage of Hands. Not really the problem, I don't think. I think that's on the wrong creature. However, I will not be complaining. So the question is, can I just kill here with Night Howler? So the way we, let's have a think about this. The way we would kill with Night Howler is I have in my graveyard 1, 2, 3 creatures, and he has 1, 2 creatures. So that's 5. What I can do is, so we've got 10 damage. I can get it to 12 damage, in fact, by using Xiaodun, picking up Ghastly Demise, Ghastly Demising the 1/3, and there'll be 2 more creatures in the graveyard. I think that's not worth it, so what I'm going to do is Night's Whisper first. So we can get... I want to get Marin back. I think what I'm going to do here, I think this works the way I want it to. Now, I don't believe it matters, but here's a little just experiment. I can sacrifice Xiaodun, target the Marin, activate Crypt of Agadim with that ability on the stack, get 4 mana instead of 3. However, this how much does this cost to activate? 2, so generate 2 mana. So we've got 1, 2, 3... Well, it actually costs 3, so unless you're activating it for 4 or more, it's not netting you mana. So let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 9 mana available to us this turn with that play. So that would be get back the Marin and bestow the Night Howler, but not actually cast the Marin, which I believe is fine. I could also just cast the Xiaodun, which does have horsemanship, and we'll get through for damage next turn, which I actually prefer. So first thing first, we're going to bestow onto Mikaeus the Night Howler. Then we are going to cast Xiaodun. Then we are going to attack for 10. It may have actually been better now I think about it. Yeah, now I actually think about it, it may have been better to just... Actually, no, I'm a fan of the burst damage. I was going to say it may have been better to just cast the Night Howler as a creature, considering he has the Staff of Domination in play. But I think I do prefer just taking him to 5 here and just putting the pressure on him. Could also pick up Annihilate with the Xiaodun. So he's picking up the Cage of Hands, he's going to put it onto the Mikaeus. That's fine. And you just have 4 mana to use with the Staff of Domination, so that's something to bear in mind. So, that might actually have just given us the kill. Oh, that easily gave us the kill. He's tapped out. We just dregs his 2 creatures and kill him. That's a little disappointing. I was going to do some tricky stuff with like sacking the Xiaodun, getting back Annihilate, annihilating the Machias, and then having a 7/7 Night Howler that we could like dregs through the Ogre. But actually, now I think about it, the fact that not leaving up the Staff of Domination seems like a mistake. Like playing the Brian there and not having tap a creature available to tap down the Sidisi just seems like a mistake. So what we're going to do is just choose to... Now what just happened there? I think that means that's the only two available targets, isn't it? But I just, yeah, it's boom, boom, yeah, okay. And let's do it like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, and we'll just kill him. So he's trying to do this like Jeskai mid-range value, draw cards, do things, deck, and we just... Now, some of his... Some things didn't work out exactly how he would have wanted them to, I'm sure. And we did have some very powerful, just kind of card advantage engines, as well as some just huge beefy creatures that he didn't seem to have a great way to deal with. Him casting a 6 mana fog helped as well. Now, I think my main enemy here is time. I am just very slow with this interface. We got to 8 mana fairly easily that game, but we did draw all of our ramp very, very early. But maybe we do just want Army of the Damned. What would we be removing is the question, It'd probably be like Corpse Churn, just something quite low impact. Or Xiaodun, maybe. No, we're going to try it like this for now. Duress seems excellent against him. Just a lot of kind of big, dirtily non-creature spells that we can just pick out of his hand. Things like Time Stop aren't a high priority, but something like getting the staff early in case he has the Metalworker combo, although it didn't look like he did. It looked like he was just playing like a value staff. Just even get a look at seeing what was going on. I don't know if his deck just didn't come together there, if there was some strategy he was planning for, but this is unfortunately a mulligan, even with the arena. God, that sucks. I think again, even with the satchel, although is this just? I think with a scry this is better than the average 5, and I will just absolutely put the Kalatas on top. That was just very unfortunate. Now, normally I would advocate against keeping 5 landers, but when one of them is like a card that is flood insurance, one of them is the lands are in both of our colors, and we get a scry now. I'm reasonably happy with that. I'm going to keep that on top, and I'm going to play that over the satchel. And suddenly this hand doesn't look too bad. What is this? Sure. Springleaf. Legendary Springleaf Drum. Interesting. Crypt taps for black on its own, right? Yeah, okay. So anyway, we can just play black source. It doesn't really matter. We've drawn a lot of our green sources. But can cast Machias at this point in time, which is the most black intensive card in our deck. The blackest card in our deck. Passing the turn with 5 open mana. That's the legendary cube for you. So we drew the Annihilate, which is, if he plays a creature, it's nice to curve into Kalatas. I don't think I can not play Kalatas here, do you know what I mean? Like, He's got 5 open mana. It's gonna die or get countered, but I don't think I can just sit back and not cast it. Oh, okay. So it's gonna get killed on end step, or he's gonna flash in Prophetic Bolt. Very good. Okay. Excellent way of dealing with Kalatas. And I kind of played the perfect creature for him to kill with a Prophetic Bolt. But them's the breaks sometimes. I don't think my life total matters in this matchup. He could be doing something along the lines of like the counter burn strategies that Dennis and I are a fan of in the regular cube, but I didn't see support for it in this version of the cube. I'm going to Corpse Churn main phase and then Kalatas. Get Kalatas back unless I hit something very good, and then I'm going to play Satchel. We're going to pick up the Kalatas. And we're going to curve into the Satchel. And pass. Black creature card. I didn't even realize that. It's not a huge downside to have it just come in tapped for the random upside of it making a little bit of extra mana, but the fact that it doesn't count like Burnished Heart is a little weird. So he has the ability to make 5/5 flyers for 7 mana instead of playing lands. That is a little scary. Play here. The play here is, what do we have available to us? We have 6 mana. That thing's very scary. Alright, let's Kalatas here and Sign in Blood. I think that's what I'm going to do. I know that's a lot of life we're losing. But we got the Marin. Not actually ideal here. So we're going to take 5 down to 10. We're going to annihilate his elemental, I think. If he makes another one here, you're obviously going to hit the untapped one, so that we're only taking 2 a turn by attacking with Kalatas. He could very easily just kill the Kalatas here, and I wouldn't be surprised by that whatsoever. It's also very possible we just die to our own Read the Bones, Sign the Bloods, and Phyrexian Arenas because I didn't just kill this thing immediately. But I don't think I could really afford to, and I couldn't afford to not play the arena. I don't have a way to remove the arena when it's no longer useful. That might be something I'd be interested in. Like, I kind of wish I wielded that Reclamation Sage. Yeah, Reclamation Sage. Excuse me. So I think he's just retracing here from the looks of... Oh no, a Limbala. Okay. Valueless Limbala, though. Which is nice. And a 3-drop. And a 3-drop? Cage of Hands. That's unfortunate. That's very unfortunate. Okay. So we're going to 9 here. And we're drawing... Miri is okay. Not great, but okay. What am I going to do here? I'm going to start with... I could... No, I need to kill at least one of those or I just die. So what we're going to do is, because we are going to be annihilating, I'm going to start with a Satchel activation. So we hit a land. That's, in my opinion, probably the best case scenario. And we are going to hit the Limbala, which is going to be exiled. If this game gets to the point where it's unwinnable, I'm going to concede. That is a great draw. That is a great draw, because what I'm hoping for here now is... now we are going to overdraw if we do that. We're going to have to be discarding, I think. What I'm hoping for here, obviously, is that he just retraces and I get to just 2-for-1 him. Well, yeah, 2 for 1. It is technically a 2 for 1 because he has to discard a card to use it, even if it is a land that probably isn't terribly useful at the time. We're going to 4 here, and then Arena's taking us to 3, which is just super scary. We're just like dead in 3 turns. It means we have to pull a win out of kind of nowhere. Cool. Okay. So I'm trying to find the win somewhere, and I don't see it, honestly. The closest I can see is like going for Ob Nixilis this turn. How much mana do we have available to us if we do that? We have 6, 8, we'd have 9. That's not enough. We'd need 11. So that's not an option. Other option is this for 7 would kill these 2. We get 2 more zombies. We attack with a zombie. And we play... Probably activate Satchel at that point, don't we? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So if we cast 7, yeah, we'd have 2 mana left to us. Alright, let's activate Satchel. Let's not activate Satchel, in fact. Let's play around Spell Pierce, I suppose. We'll draw 2 cards off of Dregs. So maybe we get to kill something else. Like maybe we draw into the, what you call it? Oh no, Gaslight Demise is an Arbane. What am I talking about? But maybe there's another 2-drop we want to play more than a Satchel activation. Okay. This is just getting some mana back, I suppose. We only make 1 zombie. I tell a lie. Alright, I'm going to duress here rather than do a Satchel activation. We're now very low on time. I don't think I can win a game 3 in this amount of time. But this is the issue. I just don't really have the speed to be... Okay, sure. Piles. We don't want the Leviathan about. I think it's Leviathan and everything else. I think that's fairly straightforward. He took everything else. Like, we can beat everything else in that hand except the Leviathan. And we will take the Wild Ricochet. And we will attack you for 2. Excellent. We're going to do some discarding. I think definitely Sidisi goes. Although Sidisi can exploit Kalatat. Well, actually, we might need Sidisi. I actually don't know what we're discarding here. Night's Whisper, almost certainly. There's a consideration to be made for, like, I think it's incorrect, but to discard a creature so that Night Howler can be cast, because I don't believe we currently have a creature in the bin. We don't, in fact. Oh, of course! Fact or Fiction puts them in the bin. Yeah, no, I messed that up. For some reason I thought it was the bottom of the library, but it does go to the graveyard. Shoot. Well, okay, I messed that one up. There wasn't actually, so I don't think I could have stopped that because yeah, there was no way to stop that as far as I can, like, because he just puts it in the bin no matter what so that he can unearth it with haste. Still, should have remembered that. Should have just realized I was dead, saved myself some time. Let's just run it back. Yeah, so now I might just kind of not be talking as much this particular game because I'm slow to begin with Magic Online. I'm just not familiar with the controls that well, and we're here on about 4 minutes. So it's normally Dennis. Dennis is normally the one who pilots, and this is why. Especially when I don't have a mouse, I can't find my mouse. It's in the house somewhere, but I could not tell you for the life of me where. This is a single elimination event as well, so it may be a very short video set this week. I actually only just realised I'd joined a single elim. This is not keepable. It might have been, but I didn't keep it. This is fine. At least as I threaten it. I will bottom the land. I think it's fairly safe to assume that with a Sign in Blood and a Read in Bones, I will draw at least one more land. Before I want to cast the Sewer Nemesis. Speaking of which, so let's draw some cards. Come on. Trackpad's fighting me now at this point as well. We got a Miri. Miri's pretty good. Flies right over the Augur. I think we're playing Read the Bones this turn. I feel like we're playing Read the Bones this turn. We may be playing Burnish Heart though. I actually like Burnish Heart a little better. Yeah, I think I prefer Burnish Heart because, like, I have stuff to do, so I'd rather just put something, no matter how kind of anemic, I'd rather just put something on the board. Similarly with the Arena, I'm actually just going to run out the Miri and just try and get aggressive. And if you're trying to get aggressive, Miri's not a bad one. He has so much more time than me. I think out loud. I take my time with my decisions, and then on top of that, I'm a little awkward on the actual controls. He's plain cycling the Eternal Dragon. That's fine. Cool. Right, at this point, I'm going to cycle a Tranquil Thicket. I'm going to read the bones. I'm going to bottom the Corpse Churn. I'm going to top the Sidisi. I'm going to play a Swamp. And I'm going to attack with this Miri. Red zoned. I'm not sure what the Sidisi goes and gets though. It is just big as well. Lightning Surge, fine. Fine. So we have 4 cards in the bin. Sewer Nemesis would be a 4-mana 4/4. which I actually quite like. Gets huge as well. What else could we do? We could also like Arena plus Satchel. I don't like that at all. Could Sidisi for like Night Howler. I'm going to start with the Sewer Nemesis and waste a little bit of mana, unfortunately. I'm going to choose myself. I'm going to not attack. I'm F6ing. I'm F6ing here as well because there's nothing I can do. I'm down to 1 minute. Cage. Cage is unfortunate. He did not leave up the activation on Cage though. So I'm going to Sidisi it away, and that gets rid of Cage forever and gets me some value. Don't know if we have time for value, but so be it. The card I'm going to get is Night Howler. I feel like it's my quickest way to a kill. Go on, sacrifice it, will ya? Oh no, we're just going to run out of time. This is a disaster. Yes, yes. Night Howler. Give me the Night Howler. And then I'm going to pass. Melt the shout down. Six mana in play. Can bestow the Night Howler onto probably the Burnished Heart and get attacking, I think. Ugin's Insight, I don't care about. I just want to move as quickly as possible here. Let's Whisper. Come on, trackpad! Like, it's taking me so long to just do really simple things. Just because I'm using this thing. Cast with Bestow. Here. Oh my god, is this lethal? Am I don't have time to count, but I'm getting very close to lethal range. If I can actually get through casting all of this. If I win this match, I want some sort of like medal. Oh no! If I'd Ghastly Demise first, I think I would have killed. Yeah, if I had Ghastly Demise first, I won the game. No, I didn't actually win the game. Okay, so we ran out of time there. So, things we've learned. Deck was pretty good. Deck was very, very good. Mana was very consistent. Even with the very light green splash, the value was there. There's a nice little bit of synergy, I guess draft synergy, in that we drafted a lot of the very good black creatures and a lot of our removal hit non-black creatures. So ideally we forced people out of black that would have been resistant to our removal. And I didn't play fast enough. That was just kind of the issue. I think we could have won that game very easily, but like you saw it, I was about 10 minutes behind that guy. It's just a factor of me not playing enough Magic Online, essentially. So hopefully next time you hear from me, I will be with Denis. We'll be doing something, some sort of Magic video, and I look forward to seeing you then.